Hey everybody. So, you might wonder, is this the same day you recorded, are you recording this the same day you recorded the one with Kiara? Yes, it is. Because, let me just try to pull this in here. I've got stuff sitting up here as well. Oops, there it goes. Yeah, it's the same exact day, because we're apparently under a thunderstorm warning. Now we're under a thunderstorm warning, so I am sorry for the noise. I'm trying to move this in. It's also a storage bench, so it's very heavy, and I'm very tiny, so it's very, very heavy and awkward to move. However, Frank Tufano has delivered again. And since we're under the thunderstorm warning, and since I'm paranoid to having anything running while the thunderstorm is going, which, as a matter of fact, just to be on the safe side, I will get up to unplug the power strip over here. Oh my goodness. And I am still very breathless because of the dust and the dirt everywhere. And I had to turn off my humidifier because I turned things off just in case the thunderstorm knocks us into a brownout where we have, one, for those who don't speak English, don't know what a brownout is, never heard the term before. Brownout is when you have part of your apartment powered but not the other, maybe in your case a house. But I've had that happen once, and I've seen what it can do to certain devices. My friend, they had a brownout, so the brownouts can ruin certain devices. So in order to prevent that, I just unplug everything from the get-go. So I'm really out of breath from because of the painting, dusty stuff, and all that jazz, but not too out of breath to do this video. It comes and goes. It's not like my illness was. I don't have like, oh my gosh, I need to sleep type of thing. It's not quite as bad. It's not quite there. It's better than that. It'll get better, I think, as the weekend draws on and the dust gets cleaned up a little more. Anyways, let's just get into the Frank Tufano video, and let's waste some time because this storm's gonna bring me down. I got nothing else to do. Why not do this? My friend's busy. Let's get started. We're 1.5 speed. Here we go.
What's up? How are you guys? I just woke up, and we're gonna do the same thing I do every morning. Hobble around in a haze of confusion.
Haze of confusion. That really, I actually watched a little, the very beginning of this. Haze of confusion? Buddy, are you waking to an alarm every day? Because you shouldn't really be waking in a haze of confusion. When you wake up, if you're waking up naturally, you should be waking up feeling refreshed. If you're waking up because you stopped breathing, all the more reason to record yourself when sleeping. I guarantee you it will reveal a lot about you. It will reveal what you didn't know about yourself. And like I've said, I put it up on my Facebook a while back, but somebody said you shouldn't have put that up there. But you know what? I'm glad I did. I deleted it since then. That was a long time ago, and I don't have that account anymore. But I'm glad I'm glad that I recorded myself. I don't have the recordings, but I'm glad I recorded myself because it gave me a look into what my sleep quality is like. Frankie, maybe you need to record yourself when sleeping. Maybe that will help you get to the root cause of why you feel unfulfilled. Maybe that might start you off. But I'm going to tell you, watch some Homestead How videos and watch the video on, I don't know if it said I nearly died or what it was. It was Homestead How that posted it. It was Jen, the wife of Carrie on Homestead How. She had sleep apnea. And only when she went carnivore did it finally start to get better. It finally started to get better to the point she wasn't snoring by the third night. Frankie, I want you to record yourself, and then if you find out you do snore, you don't have to share the recordings. Just do it for yourself. You're not going to share it to the world, okay? If you don't have to say to anyone that you did this, but I'm suggesting to you to do this. This goes for anybody. If you feel like you want to record yourself, do that. Do that. You don't even need to admit to anybody you did this. Just do it. Listen to it. Okay? And then if you hear anything concerning, then you take that recording and you say, okay, why did I snort like that? Why did I gulp like that? Why did this happen? Why did that happen? And then take note of the position you woke up in. Take note of how your mouth felt when you woke up. Take note of, you might forget for the first little bit that you recorded it. I did for a moment there. I was like, oh, there's sometimes I do that. I record myself but forget, So I want you to do this. This is just for your safety, or not safety. It's just for your benefit, your data. Your health data only tracks your sleep. It doesn't actually. If you have one of those sleep tracker things, it only tracks your sleep. But if you want a phone-free, watch-free way to track your sleep, and you want to know whether or not you snore, this is the best way to do it. And my advice is to get one of those recorders that stop after a moment of, they stop after a little bit so that it's not full of silent breaks and that you're not going to hear much, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to take note of what my sleep is like. I've done it before. Anyway, back to this. So Frankie, you shouldn't be waking up in a haze of confusion.
Take some mastic gum.
Your diarrhea-inducing mastic gum? Remember that video I said, Frank Tufano admits to inducing mastic gum? I said Frankie. Frankie admits to inducing diarrhea with his mastic gum obsession? I said what I said, and I'm not going to retract those words.
Some water to hydrate. So we are.
Water is good, just not too much.
Mastic powder here, organsupplements.com, before I have to work until I'm 90 years old.
Did you say organsupplements.com? Huh? Okay.
I'm going to work until I'm 90 anyway. Maybe I can retire before I'm 120.
Buddy, you're not going to make it, buddy, unless you go back to carnivore.
All right, so I'm just going to drink the rest of this water.
You are depleting yourself, buddy. You are.
Over the course of the next half hour or so, I don't have to rush down to work today, but I do have to go see a farm property, so I got to leave in like 45 minutes. I mean, I haven't really been eating breakfast, but once a week I will do the testicle smoothie.
What? Testicle smoothie? I don't remember that. When did he mention that? Because I don't watch a lot of his stuff. I only like what I eat in a days. You need to eat breakfast if you're going to eat a diet like what you're eating, Frankie. I mean, you crap everything out anyways, but I mean, hey. That's why your iron goes up, buddy. Your iron goes up when you're malnourished. It actually goes up. And when you're not taking in enough cholesterol, because you actually need fat to take in adequate cholesterol, and you need way more fat than you think you do. Buddy, you are, yeah, like when you don't take in enough cholesterol, you're not going to be able to filter out that iron.
And I have been doing some flextras and some things here and there, some electrolytes on some occasions. Well, we'll talk about that a lot more next week. I'll see you guys for lunch. All right, guys, I just got home from work to have lunch. I kind of rushed today, hoping that there was going to be some sun left because it's around 1:30 p.m. now. But as usual, the summer of smog prevails in blocking the sun. So we should be getting...
I don't know about that. Is that true that the pollution can actually block the rays from reaching you and giving you the needed vitamin D despite everything? Is that true? Could someone help me with that? And I only have one commenter, by the way, other than probably one other, but they're the most active on my channel, and I do appreciate their help. Sometimes they will tell me whether or not I'm right or wrong, and I like their approach to it too, because it's not like you're right and I'm right and you're wrong, blah blah blah. I don't like that kind of. Let's not get into that kind of stuff. I'm right, you're wrong on my channel. I might say I'm right because of facts. You think you're right because someone brainwashed you. I might say stuff like that, right? But that's the extent to which I'll do it. I'm not going to we're not going to get into the whole thing, okay?
Some new bulbs for my tanning bed soon, so that should kind of alleviate that issue.
I can't believe, wow, he actually got one. Wow, okay, wow. Wow, by the way, you're no demigod genius, buddy. That's, wow, the level of narcissism in this dude.
See, a farm earlier wasn't too happy because the neighbor literally had a 5 grams tower on the property, although the farm was perfect. But like, what are you supposed to do? You like buy the property.
Okay, for the record, I am on airplane mode. Don't know if that helps or hinders anything, but we can't spend our lives worrying about 5G. Oh, I don't like this farm because they're not the way I want them to be. I want them to be away from the cell towers. I want them to do this. I want them to do that. Are they producing good meat? Are they growing good produce? Then stop worrying about the freaking 5G, dipstick. Stop it. You don't have enough time in this world to be worrying about all of that. Come on, we've got bigger problems like dealing with diabetes and stuff like that. And yes, sugar causes diabetes. Okay, Frankie? Sugar. I should know because when I stopped eating sugar, bam.
Property, file a lawsuit against the telecom.
No! No wonder Paul Saladino wanted to sue you. Holy crap. Was it Paul Saladino? Yeah, I think it was.
Seems like it's a no-go. Like, even if the property's perfect, if there's a 5 gram tower right next to it on the neighbor's property, then I don't do it. But that's what I spent today doing. We drove over to the farm, went to the warehouse, did a little work, picked up some food for lunch. So we got some fresh ground chuck.
So, you're gonna diss your farmer and sue a telecompany? Frankie, do you want to live or not?
Have some burgers for lunch with our vichyssoise soup that's up here in the fridge. We're just gonna put that in a bowl. Been having usually like collagen broth with roast beef for lunch when I don't feel like cooking.
This diet is just making you angrier and angrier, buddy.
But I do want to change the pace because I've had roast beef and prime rib for like 2 weeks straight. Sometimes I will actually have beans on the side for lunch. That's what I'll eat if I don't have the vichyssoise. And of course, we have our homemade bread. I made this yesterday. I bought a toaster for lunch specifically because after like a day or two, this bread isn't as good. It's really only delicious on the first day. So what I'll do is I'll cut 4 slices, put it in the toaster, and that'll warm it up for lunch and make it a bit more enjoyable. So we're gonna do that. I don't know, this was like the cheapest toaster on that. This thing gets so hot. Like you can't touch the side of it. I mean, I don't know if that's how it's supposed to be, but it seems like a safety hazard. Chuck looks good. It's just your classic 80-20 freshly ground chuck. Most ground beef isn't only chuck. They throw a bunch of scraps in there, so that's why this is a little more expensive on FrankieStrangeMeat.com. But it's going to be, your basic go-to burger, our best burger.
I'm actually surprised you got 80-20. That's better than 97-3.
Blend has like some ribeye and skirt steak and some more flavorful cuts in there, so it's a bit more tender, but this is pretty good as well. So we'll just put a little bit of oil in our green pan. Guys, these are non-toxic, non-stick pans. You guys missed the video on those. I'm going to press our patties down a little bit. We have our ocean salt, which we're almost out of, actually.
Don't eat salt, it's toxic. And you're not getting anything, it's a rock. While you're worrying about 5G, why not throw that in there too? Stop eating salt while you're at it, Frankie.
So we'll get salt side down. Salt side down. Smash these down a little bit. You can cover this because I need to tighten the lid because this is going to set off my smoke alarm really fast. So this is an overnight sourdough bread. I mix the flour with the water and the mother starter. I put it in the dehydrator for like 8 hours, and then I just leave it at room temperature for 8 hours, and we cook it in the morning. The main difference is that this bread has been made with a little bit of butter and thyme. So I take like a little bit of thyme and salt, and I saute it in the pan for a bit, and then I mix that into the dough to give it some more aromatic and flavor. So we have our nice balanced meal of protein, starch.
Your meal is not balanced. Even a regular dietitian will tell you that. I think even Abby Sharp would be like, where is the actual fiber? Like, where's the fiber from greens?
And fiber, of course, guys, the ground chuck.
I don't know. She would want you to have soluble fiber as well, or insoluble fiber.
I showed you protein, amino acids, cholesterol, all that good stuff.
Well, I gotta hand it to you. The 80-20 is a lot better than what you were doing.
Even leaner beef has plenty of saturated fat for your body.
Well, 80-20 is better. I thought I was doing well with the 80 with, I don't know, I'm guessing where I'm getting my meat from is 80-20. Their beef. I don't know, but anyway.
The potato leek vichyssoise that we made last Saturday for you guys. I like this much more than the beans. It's just kind of hard out here to find like organic potatoes and organic onions that are fresh, with the sourdough bread as the starch source. And the potatoes and the onions, although they're a good source of fiber and carbohydrates, they don't necessarily have like the soaking properties that grains do pertaining to bile. So when you're
Okay, right, I forgot there were onions in there. He said he didn't have leeks though. The last recipe that he made, the vichyssoise, there was no leeks. He didn't have leeks. So why are you calling it potato leek soup if there's no leeks?
liver releases bile for digestion.
That's what the gallbladder's for. You have to eat more, you have to eat fat to release bile. You have to. You know why bitter things release bile? Because it's your body telling you, hey, you gotta puke this up, because this is poisonous.
If it's just like a bunch of potatoes and steak, there's not that much for it to soak into, but if you have bread, starch, rice, grains, oats, it's an excellent kind of sponge for the
That's a lot of crap. You don't need any of that. You just want beef. That's all you need.
bile. So that's why we have bread in addition to the vichyssoise. Also very, very high in minerals. Potatoes are a great source of all different types of minerals, of course.
No, they're not. And definitely not white potatoes. You are out of your mind. You've been out of your mind since you left carnivore. The only reason you left carnivore is because you were butthurt that you were not invited to the conferences, and the fact you were convinced somehow that the carnivore diet ruined your liver. Even though what we know is you weren't eating fat. We know that. You weren't eating fat and you were downing honey already. So, if anything, you ruined your liver from eating honey, buddy.
Feeding the gut bacteria. We don't have water kefir and water kefir grains this meal. I've been taking a break. I was really, really heavy on the water kefir for about 2 weeks to kind of fix my stomach after moving from New York, but now we're feeling better. Although we do have
2 weeks to try and fix your stomach. When I have a bad bowel day, I only have it for, several hours in the day. Then I go to sleep for a little bit and I'm okay. Frankie, you are a disaster waiting to happen. I don't even know how old you are in comparison to me, but holy crap. Wow. Wow, 2 freaking weeks. Holy.
the organic water kefir and water kefir grains available back on FrankieStrangeFoods.com. It's not something that you have to take every single day all the time, but if your stomach's a bit messed up, you might need it for a few weeks.
A bit? For 2 weeks? It takes your stomach 2 weeks to heal? What? Like I said, I only have my problem for about an hour, maybe 4 at the most. It's off and on too, so it'll hit, then there'll be a little bit of a break, then it'll hit again, and then it's kind of like, when you get one of those stomach flus, except it's a bowel thing. And then after that, I sleep for a little bit to kind of, because it is a little tiring. The muscles are getting a really good workout down there. And then I'm fine again. I probably sleep for about an hour, maybe 2 at the most. I don't know, depending. I sleep and I definitely don't sleep the entire rest of the day. I sleep for a little bit for that day, for maybe the afternoon. I take the afternoon and just kind of sleep it off. And then I'm okay. I'm okay. I don't need to take 2 weeks and do this stupid regimen.
And then, if you go out and cheat or take a break from it, you might find that you need it again. So I would say it's 2 to 3 weeks on, 1 week off with the water kefir and the kefir grains. We have peeled Honeycrisp apple for dessert. And as with every meal, guys, I have my powdered mastic gum that's available on Organ Supplements.
Why is that on organsupplements.com? Why? Why? It's not like liver. It's not like you're getting liver, like a liver capsule. Why?
Yesterday, I took some vitamin K2. I've been wanting to take some zinc recently, but what I've always been taking is the charcoal with dinner, which I'll show you guys later. So I'll give everything
Yeah, to deplete your nutrients. Beautiful.
a little taste. Burger meat's pretty much raw in the middle. Pretty good.
I would never eat your meat raw in the middle, Frankie. I would never. No wonder your stomach is almost always messed up.
Nice texture. Can't go wrong with ground chuck. And for the Vichy swap, this is served cold, right from the fridge. Absolutely delicious. A lot of onion flavor. Very silky.
Of course, because there's no leaks in it.
Velvety. And we also have that collagen broth in here, so there's a lot of amino acids in this Vichy swap.
And stop doing that with your spoon. I cannot stress that enough. Like, you're hitting your teeth with the spoon. You're eating a tooth-destroying diet, and you keep hitting your spoon against your teeth.
Very delicious.
Carbs, 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 carbs all day. Carbs, 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 carbs all day.
Yeah, so a pinch of thyme in the bread is nice for a savory application if you think you're going to have it for lunch or dinner. Or what you could even do, and what I want to do is put some vanilla or cinnamon in the bread, and then you can have it for breakfast.
Yeah, because you're a 2-year-old.
I like doing a little bit of mastic gum in the beginning of the meal, and then we'll do more at the end.
Carbs. Carbs.
Everything's really good, delicious, homemade, organic, high quality.
And not healthy. You're giving yourself non-alcoholic fatty liver.
I've been trying to do like half a pound to 3/4 of a pound of beef per meal.
You chew.
That's nice.
You chew like a 12-year-old.
You know, since we made it yesterday, the toaster really helps to bring some life back to it. Yeah, so guys, I'm gonna chill out and enjoy my lunch because I've been in front of a camera like half the day for the past 2 weeks. I'm over it, but yeah, I don't know about that farm stuff. It's in a good location because it was like a beef farm that was 45 minutes closer to the city.
You should go with it anyways, buddy. Look, animals eating their proper diet are not going to be as affected by radiation as somebody who is. I don't believe that. I really don't. If you're eating your proper diet, you shouldn't be affected too badly by non-ionizing radiation. I should point that out too.
But I don't know what to do with these tower situations. I guess I'm just gonna have to wait to find something that doesn't have a tower on it. You know, because I woke up.
Nothing ever works in my favor. Mommy, why doesn't anything work? How come nothing ever works out the way I want it?
I felt good, and then I was walking on this farm for like an hour, and I could tell with my brain was fried. And as soon as I left,
because you have it in your head that non-ionizing radiation is also somehow bad for you. And a lot of people do, actually. I don't get it.
farm, I felt a little better. I didn't bring my meter with me, but I had a great cell signal right next to that tower. But we'll see you guys for dinner. All right, guys, I did a few hours of work on my computer. Now we're gonna have dinner. So I just got my pan covered on the heat to boil some water for our udon noodles.
Oh my gosh, with the udon noodles.
These are the Hakubaku organic udon noodles. We'll have these on the website next week if you guys haven't been able to get these near you. And with our noodles, we have a white bean puree. So this is nutritionally complete. I know it doesn't look that good. It looks like...
No, it is not nutritionally complete. You're a human being. Human beings are facultative carnivores. And facultative means you can eat some plants, but and survive, but you won't be able to thrive. Now, obligate carnivores means really you don't get anything out of the plants whatsoever. You can't even break them down. Right? At all, period. You have nothing. Humans do have a little bit of bacteria in their bowels to take care of some of the plants. We eat plants when they're in season, but also during a starvation. During starvation, we eat plants. So this, Frankie, it's not nutritionally complete if there's a bunch of plants in it. Sorry, and you're hindering the absorption of your meat by eating these. And I'm sure back when you were carnivore, you believed that, right? Well, it still holds true even now, even though you don't think you should be carnivore anymore. It's not gonna hide the fact that it's true.
Food. However, we took some Iberico pork tenderloin, we got it nice and caramelized in a pan, and then I blended that Iberico pork tenderloin up with some cannellini beans, some of the artichoke spread. There's some collagen broth in here, so we have the protein from the pork, we have a lot of amino acids in the collagen broth, we have the fiber and the gut motility from the cannellini beans, and we have some more flavor and some more fiber from the artichoke. There's a little salt.
Because fiber is the most important nutrient / non-nutrient in the world, right? Fiber, right? It's not like we get anti-nutrients from that, or it's not like fiber slows everything down, right? Yeah.
Here, a little bit of coconut oil, and it's a perfect accompaniment to the pasta noodles, as this is like a starch source, and that basically has everything else in the meal. So it's a super nice, easy way for me to have dinner every night. Just boil these.
There's way too much plants in this, buddy.
4 minutes, put it in the bowl with this, and we're good to go. Having the Honeycrisp apple for dessert. I'll show you guys the meal when we're sitting down.
To be honest, I do get hungry for fruit when it's in season. I feel like that is ancestrally appropriate, but I'm also still dealing with a carb issue myself. more than ever, I just really want water right now. I didn't fill my bottle up yet. I think after this is done, I'll go fill my bottle up, rinse my bottle out, fill it up, drink some water. Ugh, can't wait.
Some concoctions over here. We got some new products coming in the next week or two, guys. So I'm excited. Flexros is going to be in a new container, and we're having something that I think you guys will like. So yeah, there's a decent amount of prep that you guys haven't seen me do. You know, that Vichy squat takes a few hours to make one day, but that's like my lunch for the week. The bread takes about an hour to do every 3 days, and that puree takes about half an hour to do once a week. So the overall time investment for these meals, it's not that high, but like if I was to do every single thing in one day, then yeah, we spend like a few hours cooking. All right, so after about 3 minutes and 30 seconds, the pasta is cooked. What I'll do is I'll pour most of the water off, but then I'll keep like a decent amount of water and I'll put it in with the sauce. Not that easy to film and do this at the same time.
Huh, I've never heard that sound before.
I'm making a mess that I don't normally do. It's a little tricky, but if I just put a little bit of the starchy water and undercook the pasta a little bit, the whole thing ends up turning out perfect, and we basically just have a big bowl of udon noodles for.
Oh, it's the thing boiling. I heard a rumble and I was like, is that thunder?
Dinner, and we're gonna have charcoal, masticum, usually.
Or running. I'm not sure if it's the thing running or if it's boiling.
I have some vitamin B1 as well. I forgot to turn my dehumidifier and air filter off for dinner, so hopefully the background noise wasn't too high. You probably noticed it a little more now. But since this video is not going to be too much longer, I'm not going to bother to turn it off. I'll just try this for you guys. I do not get tired of this meal, although as long as it's once a day, we're cool. I wouldn't want to eat this twice a day. I tried it once, and like the second time I made it, I didn't really want to eat it. Now the ground Iberico pork tenderloin is pretty expensive, but I'm having a quarter pound per meal, so it's not that crazy. I usually just drink the Fiji water if I run out, like which happens maybe once in a blue moon. I will drink the Mountain Valley, but I do use the Mountain Valley to cook the noodles and everything in. So
someone your size needs way more than a quarter pound. So yeah, you need a lot more meat than what you eat, buddy. And you need to cut the fiber out. You really do. You need to cut all that extra stuff out. You do. I don't think what I'm doing is malnourishing me. However, I do think that with my gut issues that I've had, I don't know. The vitamin D thing does confuse me a little bit, like I said in my last video. But also we weren't spending all the time inside. I bet you when it wasn't raining, we were always outside, either exploring or hunting or doing something, right? So we were always outside, even when it was cold, right? We had little huts that we'd spend our time in. When it would be cold, we didn't want to go out nearly as much, but we'd always be outside every day to some extent, right? I'm very sure of that. So I don't know what the issue with the vitamin D is. So anyway, back to this.
Like all the bread and everything else is made with Mountain Valley water. You know, I was eating regular Italian durum wheat pasta for a while, which was still messing up my liver, so.
So you admit that carbs can mess up your liver. Italian pasta is probably better for you, though, than regular pasta. Not American. American pasta is horrible for you. Stop.
Very important on the liver detox diet, that the source of wheat.
It doesn't matter what source of wheat is, buddy. It is. You're gonna get fatty liver anyways. Have you ever heard of skinny fats in Asia? There are skinny fats out there.
You're consuming is a whole wheat. That it's not a whole wheat or an heirloom grain. So this type of white flour-based noodle is the safest and really the only one I found I could eat. The other grains you guys see me eat that are safe are, you know, I make the bread with white flour. In the winter I'll have barley. For breakfast I'll have oats. Those are generally pretty safe. Rice I'll have.
Forget about all the fructose.
Once in a while. Rice isn't that bad.
Yeah, sugar isn't that bad. It's just sugar. And it's not like it causes diabetes. How come, I mean, Frankie, you may as well be eating Reese's Cups with every meal. Meat and Reese's Cups. Because that's what these starches are going to do. They're the same. These refined starches, they're exactly the same as a Reese's cup. So you may as well be eating Reese's cups with every meal too, buddy.
Meanwhile, it's okay. But that pasta sauce, the paste I make, is just, everything you need in it. The protein, the amino acids, as I said. Soluble fiber. It's basically a perfect...
Yeah, because it's not like fiber blocks you up or anything.
puree concoction for.
Whoa. I just heard a rumble of thunder just now. Maybe I'll get to hear some before this video is over, huh?
Giving your body the nutrients it needs and for detoxing the liver.
Darn it. I said darn it because it started to get loud, but then it went away again.
Sometimes I'll even take that out for lunch and dip some bread in it. The sun did come out.
I had an idea. Do you guys want me to do some more inspirational stuff, like just talking or doing kind of not quite a Robert Kiltz style video, but like, you know, or do you want me to do like sounds from my backyard or well, not really backyard, but you know what I mean? Sounds from the outside. Like, yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Do you want me to do that, or I don't know. I just had some ideas for the other aspect of my channel. I still haven't done my project. Honestly, with my stresses, I'm thinking about getting back into that. I haven't lost interest in the project per se. I thought I was going to have it finished when but then a lot of things just started getting in the way. It won't be this week. It hopefully will be either next week or the week after. I really want to start getting back into it. So I have really thought about it. It's just with all the storming, all the hot weather, all the painting, all of this, it's been a lot more difficult. So hopefully now that the weather's starting to cool off, now that the painting stuff is getting done, all my stresses are finally starting to subside a little bit, I will be able to handle it. Okay? So you will get to see the project eventually. It will come. I'm hoping by the week. I'm going to say 2 weeks from now, okay? Around 2 weeks from now. But we'll see. We'll see. And I'll try to upload in between now and then, okay?
A little bit. So from like 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock, I was laying outside. Alright, so I'm going to take vitamin B1 and a little bit of mastic gum.
You get vitamin B1 from eggs and meat. Come on.
Now the crazy thing is, even if I started this diet before I was carnivore, who knows how long it would have taken me to fix my liver.
Wait. So you're admitting that it wasn't carnivore that damaged your liver, was it? You're admitting that, aren't you? You kept saying over and over, the carnivore diet damaged my liver. The carnivore diet damaged my liver. Now you're saying it wasn't the carnivore diet that damaged your liver. Where is the consistency? Keep your story straight. So you admit you lied. Wow. That might actually be the title of this video.
Carnivore just made it progressively worse.
No, it didn't, buddy. You ate honey. You were eating honey. No one eats honey if they're truly carnivore. Just saying.
I actually ate most of that pasta. That's probably the first time I've eaten that much in like 3 weeks. So usually I only finish about 2/3 of it.
You're malnourishing yourself. You drink freaking charcoal. Activated charcoal. You induce diarrhea by drinking mastic gum. You eat primarily anti-nutrients. Even white flour, sugar also hinders the absorption of meat. Frankie, no duh. know if you just heard that crash of thunder. When they say severe thunderstorm warning, usually they don't mean that severe, but with the power outages. But I don't know. Maybe for the last little bit of the video, you'll get to hear some rain sounds and thunder. But it's very far away right now. It's getting closer, but it's, yeah, we'll see where it goes from here.
So we're going to take 3 charcoal capsules with a little more mastic gum.
You just ate your food, and you're going to take activated charcoal now? Frankie? Where did your ability to think go? I liked you when you were carnivore. You had some ideas that were a little bit out there, but I mean, I liked you better when you were carnivore. I did. You were a lot easier to handle. I liked you. I subbed to you in the beginning. I have to search you now because I can't bear to watch you. I don't want you in my subs feed. You're going so far downhill now. You've always avoided fat though, buddy, and that's what messes you up. Look up rabbit starvation. Somebody send this video to him and tell him you induced rabbit starvation. Send one of my videos to him, somebody please, and tell him you induced rabbit starvation and that's why you failed on carnivore. That's why you wanted honey so badly by the end of it. You needed something because rabbit starvation is horrible. You hurt. You lose so much fat. You become very thin and you get really sick. You get sick.
The reason for that is because when you go to sleep and lie down, there's no downward gravity, pushing food through your stomach. So when I'm
No, Frankie, the charcoal binds to minerals and guides them out of your body, so looks like you won't be absorbing that meal, and then you're going to want to eat even more. You can't go through, and now you're not even eating breakfast anymore. You're really trying to starve yourself, aren't you? Tank your thyroid, mess up your hormones. I'm sure your testosterone's fully tanked. Just wow, buddy.
lying in bed, all that food and the bile from my liver is kind of just sitting there. Normally throughout the day,
No, it's... What? Were you tested for gastroparesis? You would have problems where you'd probably end up throwing up because you'd eat too much, if that was the case. Like your stomach can't hold it all because it's still sitting there. That is what gastroparesis does. Your stomach doesn't move the food through fast enough. The muscles get slow. So sometimes you can try to eat. You can eat as much as you could try to eat, right? And then you can't fit it all in because the food from the meal before for those who like thunder. So the meal from before is still sitting in there. So when you try to stuff food in, it's not going to go. And then you're going to end up puking because you've had too much. Your stomach is still trying to work on the meal from earlier. Were you actually tested for gastroparesis? You wouldn't be able to eat 5 meals a day if you actually had gastroparesis. I guarantee you that.
stand up, you're moving that stuff.
That the food just sitting there is only if you have gastroparesis.
Through it doesn't sit there and give you any issues, but before bed, having the charcoal in your stomach to absorb those toxins is very helpful overnight.
It's not just absorbing toxins, buddy. These things don't know good from bad. Have you ever heard of people dying from hallucinogenics? Or wait, dying from like hemlock? These things don't know how to properly go through your body. The poisons are going to kill you. They don't know good from bad. If there was a good component in hemlock, would you take it? Would you? If somebody came up to you, Frankie, and said, oh, take this microdose of this hemlock extract. It's so good for you. It does this, and this. Would you take it? Do you know about hemlock? Because I do. It'll kill you. If somebody said, oh, take this much of fentanyl, it's amazing. Would you take it? Would you? Plants don't know good from bad. They don't know toxins from nutrients. Not sorry. I said what I said. And the plants that have antioxidants, those are the plants. They're for the plants, rather. They're for the plants. They are not for you. Your body's trying to detox those out. But in the process, you lose nutrients, buddy. It's like when you get sick. I'm going back to getting sick for a moment because, like, when you have a stomach virus and you get sick, the food coming out, the body isn't going to keep the food down despite it. Everything's going to come up because your body is trying to get rid of everything so that it can get rid of the virus eventually. The body won't be able to distinguish the good from the bad. Everything's just going to come up until the virus is out. Right? Or until you've given yourself a little bit more time to sleep it off and try to heal. But in the process, you have lost food, right? So, where's your... Who is feeding you all this craziness? Who? Where are you learning all this crap from?
All that stuff, guys. Mastodon V1 charcoal is available on OrganSupplements.com. That's basically it, guys. I'm just going to finish my apple, and I guess I'll do another hour to work on my computer, then actually go to bed early for once. My schedule's been a little messed up lately, but if you guys go to frankie-fallon.com, you will see all of my businesses where you can support me further. We got all that stuff on Frankie's Strange Meat, guys. The ground chuck, we have the Iberico pork tenderloin, lots of stuff on Frankie's Strange Foods too. Organ supplements, Wi-Fi shielding, Frankie's Naturals. Definitely a lot of interesting products. So, just take a look at the website, guys. Look around, see what you like, and let me know if you have any questions. So, as always, please drop a like on the video.
And that's all I'll do because he's pretty much done now. But, wow. Okay. So he's got the tanning bed. He needs to get new bulbs already. So there's that. And he thinks that the charcoal, the activated charcoal, knows how to detox the toxins versus detoxing the good things. He thinks that somehow the plants know exactly what to bind to. I don't think they do. I don't think they do. There you go. There you go. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. I'm actually a little bit scared. Wow. Okay. Well, I'll see you guys in the next video. And that's it for me, guys. And yeah. See you guys.